Hey everybody, it's Lee, and this is Let Us Say It For You. Thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you're having a good day, whatever time it is that you're listening to this. Look at me, guys. This is three in a row. Okay, I'm unstoppable. Am I back? I don't know. But it is Saturday night, and I decided let me just do it since I was just sitting here. I was gonna do it Friday night, and it didn't happen, but I actually have quite a few things to talk about. So I said, let me just get these off because next week comes with a new list of things to discuss. So I think I mentioned on the last episode, this past Monday, August 14th, was the day that my daughter was born. It was the day I became a mom. Very emotional time for me. I am a crier. So it was great. I have started to cry considerably less than I typically do on my daughter's birthday. So I don't know if that's growth. I don't know if I'm just over it now, but I do still cry, just not as much as I usually do. And my daughter turned 11. She is on her way to middle school. She will be starting the sixth grade on Monday. So I am officially the mother of a middle schooler. And brief intermission with that, but every time somebody asks me, if I want more kids or when am I going to have more kids, it's like Mia she can fit my clothes. She can fit my shoes. We wear the same shoe size. We fit each other's. I don't fit her clothes, but she wears mine. So it's like to really start over. And then I have Micah's kids often enough. She has a almost 2 year old. Amari will be 2 next month. And Kai is 2 months old. He'll be 3 months old next week. Um, Man, it is a little nice to just give them back. You know what I'm saying? Like to really like go back to breastfeeding. I don't know, y'all. Y'all don't let too much time pass. I'm a player now. Now I don't want to go back. I don't know if I want to go back to doing that. But either way, it's a joyous time. So shout out to all the parents. We finally got these kids back in school. I am going to talk some more about something with Florida schools, but I'll do that a little later. Excitement for me, my new appliances came. This is adulthood. Adulthood and home ownership is being excited about new refrigerators and being excited about your new dishwasher, right? I want to get my floors done. That's something that I'm also working on. So these are very exciting times for me. And my house, next February will make 9 years now that I've owned my house. I can't even believe it's been that long. And I don't want to hit 10 years without fixing everything that I want to fix. Like I finally got the house back to myself. So I want it to be exactly how I want it to be. Because if you know me well enough, I'll be up in this bitch. I don't like leaving my house. And that is why I make it what I want it to be, right? All right. I'm not going to talk too much on this, but I wrote it down and I feel like I have to talk about it. Before I mention this, I don't think I have that interesting of a life. However, my stories are usually very eventful, apparently so, because people tell me that all the time. It's either I can't wait to tune into the next episode or whatever. And it really is just regular shit that happens to me. I don't know if it's my commentary that makes it funnier. I don't know. And people tell me all the time I need to like just get that whole story of whatever the story is that day and turn it into like a TikTok or a reel or something. I don't know. But either way, I had a whole situation with this girl yesterday. I've let it go, but not all the way because she called my baby bald headed, and y'all know how I feel about men. But the gist of it was there was a post on the neighborhood talk. It's a new blog site I followed since I started doing the podcast again. That's another conversation I have with y'all in a minute. These shits are so negative and like depressing. Like you wake up in the morning and the first thing you see is like the death of a child. It's like, damn, bitch. It's too much. So I don't know how I'm going to find content for you guys because I cannot continue to follow all these social media sites. But on this particular one, it was like Florida mother goes viral for putting a wig on her toddler, even though she has a head full of hair. So I saw this and I wasn't even really that taken aback just because I've been in Florida for a long time now and I've seen a lot of very weird shit. Like I've seen a 2 year old with 4 goals to the top. He did have a good amount of teeth, but the front top 4 had goals. And this is just normal in Florida. So I put a comment basically saying, I must have been in Florida for too long at this point because that's pretty normal stuff for Florida. Either way, some woman writes me after this, maybe like 20 minutes, I don't know, and was like, She said, um, she, you need to go tend to your little bald head baby, or man, she just caught me there. You need to go tend to your little bald head baby. And the mom in the viral post, her name is Kadiva, and her daughter's name is Fendi. So she said, you need to go tend to your little bald head baby. Kadiva can do Fendi's hair however she wants, right? So I am the type that, like, I wish a bitch would write some bullshit to me, right? Like, I'm real good at cussing bitches out. I'll fight you if we have to, like, whatever, right? I'm an adult now. I'm trying to grow up past that. However, I don't bother people. So once you bother me, now we all finna be fucking bothered. Like, once I'm irritated, everybody irritated, right? And so, but this wasn't even like a good. That's what I was telling people who are writing me, like, this, when you're waiting for somebody to try you, and then somebody tries you with something so weak, it's like, I can't argue with this bitch about me being bald headed. She ain't bald headed. This ain't even her baby. She came out of nowhere with it. So I did eventually write her back, just told her to fuck off, and she ended up blocking me. And it was a whole bunch of entertainment yesterday because it was just a long, drawn out situation. But I guess it triggers me all the way back to trolls. I've had troll situations, quite a few. I don't have a huge social media following. I got like 6,000 followers, but people do come and like fuck with me from time to time, especially like in blog site comments. And I'm the type of I got time. Like, I got time. If it's worth the banter, I'll go back and forth. But I still can't wrap my mind around like grown adults that like physically gonna make fake pages and then sit there and fuck with people all day. It's in the same realm as like people who make fake pages to go watch people they don't like. But bitch, if you don't like them, I don't watch bitches I don't like personally. Like, if anything, you're blocked or just unfollowed and far removed. So I don't understand the idea of a troll, and I kind of just trickle it all the way back to maybe a mental illness, maybe insecurities or something like that. I don't know. But it was a whole debacle with this bitch yesterday. She blocked me after I snapped on her. And then she started liking my homeboy's pictures. He wrote me, he was like, "How I get in it?" Nini voice. He didn't understand how you got dragged in it. But it was an interesting day. And I guess my best advice to everybody is do not fuck with people's kids. Because that's a sure way to get them started up. It doesn't even have to be me. Just don't bother me at all. That's a guaranteed way for me to cuss you the fuck out. The petty side of me really wants to just keep bothering this girl because I feel like, why did she fuck with me? But I'm gonna leave it alone because I'm a changed woman or whatever. So I guess. But I dare you to do it again. Like, that's I dare anybody to do it again. That's all I'm gonna say. And don't turn your acts off either, bitch. Like, that's how I feel. This is anybody who writes under maybe the Shade Room or the Baller Alert, whatever these sites are, there's always like somebody who like fucks with you on purpose and then they turn their acts off. And it's like, man, these are like the devil's children. I mean, they're just there to fuck with you, I guess. Just stir you up. I don't know. But we're gonna pray for the week and hope for the best. Okay. What I was mentioning up top is for Florida. So there's a new way they're going to teach Black history in Florida schools. I am located in South Florida. My daughter is going to middle school, and one of the most controversial parts of this is in regards of how they're going to teach Black history to middle school kids, my child. So, okay, the few little tidbits I'll put is the idea is that, let me make sure I can read it properly. They're trying to, what DeSantis and whoever made this law, they're trying to say that some of the skills slaves learned in slavery was actually to their benefit. We benefited. We actually gained useful skills from all the years of slavery. And so the first thing, obviously, that I posed when I heard that, so when women were taken from their husbands and raped by multiple men, when babies, like little Black babies, were used to as bait for crocodiles because they wanted like alligator skin or crocodile skin to make shoes, belts, whatever. When these young newborn babies were just killed, I want to understand what benefit was provided for Black people from that. I want to understand how they flipped treating us in the most inhumane way was teaching us skills that were beneficial to us in the future. And it's funny, this is a really good conversation that I wanted to have with Micah. And I was just on the phone with Micah. I started this episode so late, because I was on the phone with Micah and we had like a good, probably about 40-minute talk about it. And a point she pointed out, and she wanted me to drop it for you guys, is even with the skills that you guys claim, some Black people benefited from slavery. Like we learned how to grow crops or something like that. When we did finally get free and were able to get our own crops and able to do all these useful skills that we've allegedly gained during slavery, then we went through Jim Crow. And in that regard, now we're getting lynched and our daughters are still getting hung and people are still getting killed. So I cannot believe that that is really the argument that we're trying to use. And they're trying to also omit countless other very important parts about Black history as it relates to Florida. In my mind, they're trying to turn slavery into almost like a glorified indentured servant type of situation, because they're trying to say that we did benefit from being slaves. I just don't fucking understand the logic. And the deeper issue, I guess, with this is parents who do give a fuck about Black history and do care about their children being informed. I was one of those parents who took off June 19th before it was a holiday and taught my child something about Black history. We're not the parents that I'm worried about, right? Because we were already aware that something needed to be taught. Most of the things I know about slavery and Black history, I did not learn in school. I learned that from my own research. A lot of that, I learned a lot from Micah. Micah gave me a lot. So I feel like slavery was already watered down the way it was being taught to our children. The most I knew about slavery is because my mom made me watch Amistad and Roots I was like 6 when she made me watch that shit. It was dicks everywhere. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Right? I didn't understand, but it was such a harsh reality into this is what Black people went through in the United States. And they're literally trying to omit so much of that information from what they're teaching our kids. So again, I'm not necessarily worried about this. Micah is Mia's godmother. So if anything, my child is not gonna lack in any of the knowledge that she needs to have. But there are so many Black people that don't know shit about what we've gone through and where we're coming from. And these are the people that I'm mostly concerned with. I'm trying to save the bigger conversation for this for when I get Micah. I really want to tell y'all that, like, I just, I don't get to see Micah often. We don't talk, but it's live. I see Micah all the time. We just don't have time to do this. Okay, a little fun fact. So, the idea too with this new law that they're passing is that they're going to kind of dumb, and I'm putting it in my words, but the idea is that they don't want to persuade children to anything that's kind of negative. And I understand that. I guess their apprehension with slavery is the violence and the fact that it's slavery. But my issue is that is what the fuck the history is. It may not be a good history. It's not nice. Nobody really likes to talk about it, but that is what it is. And at what point do we just let the fucking nasty truth just be what it is? A point Micah brought out is, are we going to also not talk about the Holocaust and all the shit that took place when they went through that? If we're not admitting that, if we're not admitting that from history, I don't understand why the fuck we're taking bits and pieces of Black history and what we're not going to talk about. I had a article I want to read to you guys, but I'm going to save it for when Micah gets here. But there's so many parts of Florida history that relates to Black history that they're going to omit and they're going to take out of what they're teaching our children. So it's like, there's like gaps. The idea is that there's not enough connection between Black history in the past and Black history in the current. So it really, really, really is all on us at this point, if you're in Florida, to teach your children whatever it is you want them to know. And I know so many ignorant Black people my age that are reproduced. So what the fuck is going to happen to our kids? And Micah and I were trying to figure out, I guess, what Micah feels like. Maybe it's something where they're just trying to avoid ever having to give us reparations, or I don't know. I can't quite pinpoint it. Maybe it's just too many niggas, and so it's too many people to apologize to or to make amends with. I don't know. Micah's logic. She also dropped that she felt like, let's say they passed that bill to like stop Asian hate crime. This was like last year or the year before. And that seems to happen fucking immediately when niggas getting killed every day. But Micah's point was, we just have so many issues, right? We still have discrimination. We still have our men and women getting, or shot by police for no fucking reason. We still have affirmative action, they took that out of schools too. I mean, there's so much dialing back that's taking place. And in Micah's logic, we have so many problems, not just one clear focus. And that's also a part of our problem. Maybe that's why we kind of can't pinpoint it and get certain things pushed through. She said kind of back when it was the Jim Crow time, our biggest issue was we want equality. So it took forever and ever and ever and ever, but we kind of got equality. So I don't know. The hope is that we can somehow change this. I just don't really see the way, because there was a protest today. There was 50 people there. I didn't do shit today. I could have went to a protest the school district. My child is in the school district here. My sister's in the school district here, but there's not even enough noise about that. I don't even know where to find this information. I just so happened to be Googling this and found it, but they don't even tell us this enough. They're just slowly rolling back a whole bunch of shit and putting us in a situation where our kids really are going to be unaware and uninformed. So I don't know. The unfortunate part is this type of information doesn't really get people excited, doesn't really get people my age or the ones that aren't informed. It doesn't really get those people as interested, but they just don't understand how much it's fucking with their kids. And the unfortunate part is the cycle just continues. They don't know, so therefore they don't care that their child doesn't know. And then it's just a cycle of a whole bunch of Black people not knowing. So I'm gonna save a deeper one for Micah. Micah does have more of the history of it. Micah is also a teacher, so Micah does know more about this than I do, but it does affect our middle school kids, and I do have a middle schooler. And like I said, I'm not necessarily concerned about my child just because I am informed. I am one of those pro-Black parents. Micah's godmom is also like that. So I'm not worried about what my child is gonna know, but I am worried about her peers. And I am worried about all the other adults that just are unaware. It's going to be dialed back so much more. So it's not just a February thing. It's not just a project. You get what I'm saying? It's really something that you have to actively try. And we've talked about this on the podcast a whole bunch of times, but it hasn't been to the point now where they're not even teaching this shit the way it's supposed to be taught in our schools. I feel like they're really trying to make slavery look like it was like we were just indentured servants, and it wasn't even that bad. They actually learned a whole bunch of things during slavery that can benefit them. And again, like I said, I don't understand what women learned or what talents women gained from literally like being raped by their fucking slave owners multiple times, or our husbands getting beat, getting hung, getting their dicks cut off. I mean, these are just really fucked up parts of our history, but it is what it is. And I hate the fact that America tries to hide from that so much, but this is what it is. So either way, we'll talk about it more. I'll give you guys a little bit more information on it when Micah gets on. But this new school year is about to be interesting for all the middle school parents. And like I said, I am now a middle school parent. I can't believe it. I got a child in middle school. And I know my home will be taken care of, but I just don't know. I just see this being a very, very bad decision for everybody else who doesn't care about this as much. All right. So Derrick Jackson, y'all know how I feel about him. And I'm not going to talk about him long because he annoys me so much. But I saw a snippet, I think about 2 days ago, on this same interview I talked about last time. And this man is basically blaming his wife for cheating on her. She was apparently assaulted maybe a little bit before she met him. She was sexually assaulted a little bit before she met him. So she was traumatized by that. There's a lot of trauma with assault. And his point was his love language, I guess, or the way he shows his affection is a little more on the aggressive side. He's like a choker and a grab you upper, a little aggressive. He's saying that this is how he shows his affection, but this would scare her. So this would turn him away. And this is why he went to go cheat on her. He also went on to talk about how she mistreated, and I forgot the exact mistreatment, but she mistreated some of their kids or one of their daughters or whatever. The daughter that looked more like the women he was cheating on her with, she would mistreat them just out of jealousy. I feel like CPS needs to be checking on these children. I feel like people need to stop interviewing Derrick and his crazy ass ex-wife. And I guess I hate how naive I am to how fucking ridiculous humans really are. Like I'm shook at the fact that in my mind, I used to think people in their 30s and 40s were like really grown ass people. And now being in my early 30s, I know some people in their 40s. It's just a whole bunch of fucking children, like grown ass adult children who have never worked through traumas or anything like that. A part of me wants to say she shouldn't have gotten a relationship until she was healed from her trauma, right? But the other part of me clearly feels like, sir, if your wife was sexually assaulted and it's triggering for her to be grabbed in an aggressive way, just don't fucking grab her in an aggressive way. This man said his pride was affected, and that's why he went to cheat on her. I don't understand why people keep interviewing him. And then they upset me every time. They keep upsetting me and my fucking homegirls with this guy, him and his wife. And then how the fuck do you mistreat your chip? All right, next topic. Rennie Rucci. She's a rapper. I do like some of her songs. She's a pretty girl. She's on one of the Love and Hip Hops. I don't know which one. I think not Miami. Which one's on right now? Maybe Atlanta. I think she may be on Atlanta right now. I saw a snippet of her. She was doing. It seemed I don't know what she was doing, but there was a lady on the pole. She was like a stripper. I think she was auditioning for something. And I guess the woman must have pointed out that she was natural. She didn't have her butt done or didn't have a BBL. And Rennie points out that you don't have to point that out because a woman with a body, a girl could have her body done and come in and kill this shit right now, outdo you or whatever. So I don't like when girls do that. I don't like when girls make a point to say their body is natural. All right. I feel like that was a very insecure comment because Rennie does have her body done. She did point out that the stripper had her boobs done. So she was like, don't say you're natural. Say you didn't have your booty done because you said you got your breasts done. And I just saw the insecurity just like oozing out of her. As somebody who has never had surgery on her body, and I've been asked that a couple times, or I've heard comments about it a couple times, it is incredibly insulting to have somebody tell me I can't be proud of not having surgery done. When I know a few bitches with BBLs, and you gonna know it. They may lie and say they didn't have it. Some are honest about it, but the waist is this big, the ass is gigantic. I'm very proud to be a mother and look the way I look in my clothes. And I feel like I'm so happy I wasn't there when that was said because I would have. Bitch, are you serious? Like I just don't get it. I feel like there is a level of insecurity involved in getting surgery. We have to just own up to that. And I don't think anything's wrong with that. But I feel like don't then project your shit on a bitch who didn't. Like, let's give all the women who choose to just live in whatever they look like. If it's not nicely shaped, if it ain't big, if it ain't, let women who have not done work be proud of that and call it a day. I feel like you went and did all this. Now everything is even more perfect, assumingly, Rennie, than it was before. And now you're knocking this lady for saying she didn't have her ass done. I lost a lot of respect for her with that comment because I felt like it was just insecurities pouring out. And there's so much. I'm a mother to a daughter. And I went natural because my daughter felt insecure about her hair. And I did have a perm. I was relaxed. I was weaved out all the time. I still like my weave. However, I went natural so my daughter didn't feel bad about her hair. Right. And so Mia looked at me and she's like, okay, mommy, all right, I hope I look like you. I said, well, sis, this is what I look like for real. Right. So you will look this way. And I want her to be proud of that. I want her to be comfortable with that. Now, let me also say this. I never like to talk too big on it because it's real easy for me to tell somebody not to get their breasts done and not to get their ass done when I have big boobs and I have a big butt. So I'm not knocking that. But the only time people who have surgery get on my nerves is when they start coming for people who didn't have surgery. I'm going to let you do your thing. And I need you to stay the fuck out my business, right? Because I'm going to hurt your feelings real fast if you try to come for somebody who didn't have surgery. I just feel like I don't know why the fuck it's even being compared. And I don't know why even on top of doing that, you are still so insecure that you're telling a woman who did not get work done not to be proud of the fact. That's insane. That's insane. Anyway. Oh, wait, hold on. Love you as much as love her. Okay. All right. I've been missing y'all this whole time. Oh, baby. Oh, you talk about Rennie Rucci? Crazy. They paid to look like you naturally. Thank you. Who's this? Love BBLs, love natural shit. It's more about the person. F the body. The body won't raise your kids. You're a good mom. Thank you very much. I agree. I don't think it's about, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's about the body, but there is another level of it where we have to see something wrong with somebody telling somebody not to be proud of how they naturally look. That's fucking insane. She literally said, I don't like when girls do that. Okay. And I don't like when girls got BBLs and lie about having them. So we all don't like something, bitch, but you know what I'm saying? We all don't like something, but I feel like that is such an insecure thing to say, right? And so her point was a woman with a BBL could come in here and show out. She probably could. I would hope so, because what the fuck did you get it for? If you got it and still can't do shit with it, then that's confusing. I saw a post one time and they were just like, so bitches be getting BBLs to just like work at like a regular job. He was like, you should go. He's like, is there a reason for it? Like, do you want to go be a bottle girl? Do you want to be like a video girl? Something where you need like a really nice, like small waist, big ass type of figure. He was like, why are bitches getting BBLs to just like work at a call center? And I was crying. And my thing is, I mean, I think everybody deserves to be comfortable in their skin. I think everybody deserves to be happy with how they look. But you're going to lose me every time. Coming and telling me I should not be proud of looking like this. Like, come on, sis. That's insane. All right, last topic. All right, I've been wanting to talk about this, but the podcast wasn't back yet. So it is now. And I finally watched the video, and so I have thoughts. All right. Keke Palmer and Darius Jackson, I believe it's his name. All right. So unless you've been under a rock, the gist of it is they were together, everything seems cool. She went to see my man at his residency. She had on a skimpy outfit. It was a little see-through, you know, a little titty out, a lot of ass. He came over, serenaded her. They were hugging. It was cute. Sang the song. Nobody at all. Her nigga comes out and says, it's the outfit though, you a mom. First of all, that was lit. I made it a caption before because I am a mom and this ass be assing in these clothes. So whatever, but I thought he was kidding when I first saw it until it escalated to what it escalated to. He said it's an outfit, you a mom. People kind of dragged him and a lot of people defended him too. And then he like deleted his social media. Then he thanked Elon Musk. He's such a fucking lame. He thanked Elon Musk for like notification settings. I think Keke Keke has never directly addressed it in public. Not that I found, but he's been the one talking, right? So then I think a couple weeks ago, I read that they unfollowed each other on social media, and I was like, well, you know, once they unfollow each other, that's kind of it. And then just like maybe 2-3 days ago, they said that he moved on from Keke Palmer. He's moved on. Okay, he's found or whatever. And yesterday, I saw a post with him saying, I haven't said anything to anybody, meaning I didn't tell anybody I moved on. I didn't tell anybody I didn't move on, whatever. But the whole rumors of him moving on came out right around when she started Usher's new song called Boyfriend, right? Okay. Now I'm trying not to be biased because obviously I love Usher. Usher could do no wrong in my book. I also feel like her nigga was moving like a hoe. And so I do have views. One, I don't think anything is wrong with him wanting his family to look a certain way, him wanting his woman to dress a certain way, whatever. I don't think anything's wrong with that. I do think he handled it poorly. Okay. Imagine, right? No, sorry, let me drop this little tidbit. Keke tweeted the day of the whole Usher concert. She tweeted, it was either that day or the day before. She tweeted something like, you know, I hate to be that girl, but I love my man, y'all, or something like that. It was really cute. It was literally just like, it just happened, I think, the same day that she went to the show. And then that night while she's at the show, he makes his tweet about, it's the outfit though, you a mom. I think the way he handled it was insane because imagine just being out with your girls. Usher is technically a colleague of Keke's, right? She's an actress, she's a singer. Usher also does both. They're actually colleagues. And I'm not saying Keke couldn't fuck Usher, but I think we know Keke and Usher ain't fucking. So what was all this about? Like, this wasn't a conversation you could have had with your bitch when she came back from Vegas? Or just imagine being out with your girls, you putting on an outfit. I see a lot of bitches dressed like this all the time, if I'm being honest. We've seen Keke Palmer in less. She's a fucking actress. I done seen her in bikini. I done seen Keke do a flip off the fucking wall and bust into a split and make both ass cheeks do this. We didn't think Keke do some wild shit. So my thing is, what she had on at the Usher concert, if anything, was light. It was mid. It was mid compared to what we've seen her in. So anyway, imagine just being out with your friends, thinking everything's sweet, and then all of a sudden you getting mad notifications because your nigga snapping on you after you just said you loved them. Yeah, you was hugged up Usher singing, but he did that to every fucking celebrity that came there. And I don't think Darius wasn't sitting there. It's not like she did this in front of her, man. Whatever. Anyway, I'm not saying he's wrong for being mad about it. I'm not saying he's right for being mad about it. I think he handled it like a bitch. I do. I feel like he showed us a side of him that I really, really didn't want to see, because you can't unsee it. You know, once you do that and then you start thanking Elon Musk for like notification settings, it's like, damn, Keke, he a lame. You had a baby with a lame. And that sucks. Because he's not even the famous brother. It's the other brother that's the famous brother. He the one that was on Insecure. This one just came to the party, ran into each other, and now you talking shit, and now you got all the requests. So either way, I don't think anything's wrong with how he feels, and I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting your family to look a certain way, but I do think there's a way to handle it. Keke has a podcast, and I saw a snippet of the two of them on the podcast, and I don't know if they're on it together or what, but it was her, another lady, and her boyfriend, or ex-boyfriend now. And so the lady was like, what if somebody comes to you and tells you something crazy about your man? What you gonna do? And she was like, I'm not gonna address it. Y'all will never hear me address nothing about my man in public. Like that don't quote me. Those weren't her exact words. But the gist of it is, whatever's happening with me and my man will be handled at home with my man. Him and his big yellow ass really went and tweeted some fuck shit like that in front of everybody. And I'm trying to understand how other men aren't saying, bro, you're not wrong for feeling that way, but you could have handled it better. I'm just seeing a whole bunch of you women are the problem. And I'm not saying he can't feel that way, but y'all don't think he could have told her that shit when she got home, or it could have been a text message. Like, he just made everybody look, and now they're allegedly broken up. He done moved out, and now she's single. And then let's talk about the song with Usher. I like the song. I thought it was a nice song. It's cute. Y'all, I like it. I thought he's like, I heard that your boyfriend's looking for me. Well, that's cool. That's fun. Yeah, Usher's so player. I love him. I love Usher, you guys. Mind you, Usher is also in a relationship with this lady. They got like 2 kids recently. So everybody's taken. I feel like he overreacted a little bit. That's how I feel. And then you seem like an insecure, get it? Because his brother was on Insecure, get it? No pun intended. He's just giving very insecure. And Keke is giving petty. I'll say that. But I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I'm here for it. I'm sorry. I don't like when men move like that. I don't like when my men move like women. I don't like women in that way. When I date men, I date men. Right? I want a manly man. This is not how you handle it. And you don't have to like my outfit, daddy. I get it. But there's another way that could have been addressed. Because if Keke did it, I could see it being more accepted, because it just seems like more of a quote unquote female thing to do. That is the thing I've heard. So it seems a little bit more acceptable for her to complain about something like that. But it does just look bad on his part, because Keke is a celebrity. We always kind of see him trailing behind holding the baby. It just kind of looks like the poor man. Yeah, I don't know. I just think he handled the whole thing really bad, or not really bad, but just not the best. And then it just escalated, because once social media gets a hold of it, now we're gonna clown you the whole way. And it's embarrassing to Keke too, I feel like, because it's like, damn, my nigga couldn't have just waited till I got home, or texted to me instead of tweeting this publicly. I just don't know how he thought this was gonna go. And then my thing was, were they on good terms? Like, were they good? Like, she just said, I love my man. So were they on good terms? And then he just saw somebody recording Keke and then decided, fuck the good terms, because he at home with the baby. I'ma just tweet, it's the outfit though, you a mom. But that's a very baby mama thing to do. Y'all don't see that? Is it me? That's how I feel about it. I feel like I can't believe he did that. And I hope Keke told him that. You made us both look weak as a unit. Because what the fuck is you doing? Anyway, I I think the Usher song was more so Usher trying to capitalize off the situation, right? Because he is still a musician, right? I heard your nigga mad. And Usher handled it like a G, because Usher wouldn't have done no shit like that. So I now I'm starting to think about generations. Maybe it's a generational thing. But if anything, Kiki's boyfriend is just a little bit on the lamer side. Now here's the flip. The good guy, lame guys are good guys, right? So I don't want her to. All right. I did watch something recently about Darius. Darius was just in a relationship with another woman who was pregnant with his baby, like literally maybe a week or so before he met Kiki. He said he didn't want the baby, told the girl to have an abortion. She had an abortion. He was with that girl for like 10 years or something like that. I think it was 10 years. They were together for a really long time, like from kids all the way up. I don't want the baby, don't have the baby. She had the abortion. He met Keke Palmer like the next week. And he been Mr. Keke Palmer ever since. And then Keke had the baby. And the girl made a TikTok video. That's the video we saw. And it's like, damn. So Darius is giving opportunists a little bit. And then it seems like I saw a post one time and it was like, he wanted to keep like the Aquila and the B Keke, not like Mama Keke with the big titties and the ass and shit. But I don't know. I just think there was a better way to handle it all together. And now that it's turned out to this, I'm sure that question is posed to both of them. Keke, was it worth it? Darius, was it worth it? And I guess at the end of the day, the outfit she had on was already on and was worn. The only thing she could do was apologize for disrespecting the family or whatever the fuck, and just vow not to wear something like that again. It could have been handled in that way instead of letting social media get involved. Because here I am like a month later talking about it, and you still look lame as fuck. And it's like somebody was like, he moved on to who? To what? Don't nobody. That's Keke Palmer, baby daddy. What the fuck we gonna do with him? So, and he lame as fuck. We also know that now. So I don't know how this works in his favor. Keke does kind of come out as the winner in this situation, in my opinion. And I don't know. I really hope they didn't break up, because that's also not something I'm celebrating. I don't want a young Black family to break apart. But if I was Keke, I wouldn't know what to do with him after that, because I can't believe you embarrassed us like that. You embarrassed the baby. The baby's embarrassed. Everybody's embarrassed by your actions as a man. And if you did feel that way, I just don't see why social media is the route to go with that. What I would say, if he was my nigga, it probably would have been handled the same way, like literally the same way. I would have been hugged up with Usher because he's my man. I may or may not have worn something like that. I am the type to ask my man how he feels about my outfit, but this is usually when my man is around, right? Because in real life, I'm just thinking, okay, I'm out. I got the yitties out. I got the ass in. Some real crazy, like, guy that just don't give a fuck about nothing. What if he just comes and slaps my ass? Now my man got to defend me. Now we all fighting when somebody gets shot. Like, I go very drastic with it. So my thing is, I don't want to wear anything that may put you in a position to have to defend me, because I'm going to expect you to do so. But I also don't want to make it difficult for us. Like, all my shit ain't got to be out while we out together, right? Or in general, if I'm somebody's girl. So there are ways to handle it. And I just don't understand how that was not a discussion they had at home before it ended up on Twitter. Like, I don't understand how that was not something that was discussed, or something that he felt like he could have saved and discussed when she got home. I don't know. So now everybody done moved on. Now she in the Usher video. Now she cracking on, because she did say, I am a mother after all, and winked and started laughing. I was like, damn. And did y'all see her performing? Keke was performing somewhere. And I don't know all the lyrics to the song, but all I heard was, I don't need a nigga. And it was, so I wish him the best. I he's a lame to me. And so in my opinion, I would rather Keke with a cooler guy, but I'm sure she loves him. I'm sure he loves her. And they seemed happy before this Usher debacle. We're not about to blame my man for nothing, okay? Because Usher serenaded every celebrity that walked up in that bitch. He the only one that crabbed about it. So I do hope they work it out. I don't know why it's like people be real good together. This is something I always see. It's always the Black couples. They be together, they be happy, they be straight. And in the moment they have a baby, everything goes to shit. I just don't understand. I don't understand. They'll be together for 4 years. Everything will be straight. And then the moment somebody get pregnant, the baby about 8 months, the shit just fall apart. But damn, Like, what the fuck? Like, what? Why is the baby not keeping this shit together? Right? So I don't know. I wish them the best. I hope he don't do nothing else lame, but if he does, I'll be the first to fucking report on it. All right. Other than that, I don't think I have anything else for you guys today. Instagram was very active with me tonight, and I really appreciate you guys. But I did not read like most of them tonight. I was a little sleepy tonight. I was just trying to squeeze this podcast out. So I was trying to focus, and then I've been drinking wine tonight. You see my wine? Hold on. So I need to stay focused. And that's why. But I appreciate your interactions. When I get off the pod, I'll interact with you guys. Anyway, please visit us at Let Us Say It For You on IG. Let Us Say It For You on YouTube, and Let Us Say It For You, just the you, on Twitter. That still doesn't feel right. I gotta really go listen back to it. That still doesn't feel like it's correct. I used to say it real fast when I used to get off the pod. Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. Wash your hands, don't touch your face, eat something healthy, drink some water, all type of encouraging things. Thank you guys so much for listening.